No! Oh, I'm running out of time. Alright, I've got one more shot. I can't believe that. We have a problem. My time trial lap has been beaten by my friend Rullatorn, and I will not stand for it. Let me tell you the situation I'm in. The F1 24 game was released, but Rullatorn didn't play the game. I continued to drive and did various league races, gaining hundreds of hours of racing. Rullatorn has since come along, and in only 30 minutes, they've beaten my lap time. I must get that lap time back. However, I only have a few days to set it until the new F1 25 game is released. Now, I understand I'm not the fastest driver in the world, but considering the experience I have compared to the amount of time that Rullatorn has put into the F1 24 game, I expect myself to be faster. Although Rullatorn is no slouch. In their LSI career, Rullatorn has achieved a total of 8 race wins, 34 podiums, and 8 pole positions, with 5 of those wins, 15 of those podiums, and 4 of those pole positions being achieved in the top level of LSI competition in the F1 game series. They also happen to be the driver behind some of our hot lap videos, racking up over 50,000 views and almost 500,000 impressions. Long story short, they're an LSI legend. You can check out their stats on the LSI website linked below. How am I supposed to beat the so-called legend's lap time? Well, I should get to work. I loaded up the Japanese Grand Prix circuit in time trial and started driving. Eventually, I found myself setting lap after lap and not really getting anywhere. No! Oh, I can't believe it. Sure, I was getting warmed up, but I was lacking that extra bit of knowledge that I needed to push the limit. I needed to come up with a 3-step plan. Study the track, set up the car, and set a faster lap time. Okay, how should I study the track with the limited time I have? I decided to pick these 2 methods. Firstly, I could set an esports driver as my rival in time trial, then use the braking and racing line telemetry feature. This gave me an idea of where I should position my car and where I should apply and release the brakes. But the second and best way I was able to study the track was by researching example laps by esports drivers. You can find various sources of this on YouTube, including Brendan Lee, Alessandro Finn, and Carson F1, just to name a few. These videos can give you great insight on what to do around the circuit of your choice. I was able to further understand where I should position my car and where to brake, but also finding the exact point of where I should be releasing my brakes and applying the throttle. Not to mention, when watching a lap from an esports driver, you can find what gears they're using in each corner and when, which is a way to gain massive chunks of lap time. Now that I've studied the track, it's time for step 2. By heading into the time trial leaderboard, I was able to find the same esports driver I used to set as my rival and see their telemetry. I could then load their exact setup that they used to set their lap time, meaning I had an optimal setup for the rest of this challenge. Here's the setup I used on screen now. Pause the video so you can copy it and try it for yourself. As step 1 and 2 are complete, there's only one more thing left to do. Step 3. Set a faster lap time. With an optimal setup applied and my new knowledge obtained, I hit the track once more. Immediately I felt much more confident driving at Suzuka, and I was able to nail certain corners. After a while, I managed to get to a point where I was consistently matching my personal best lap time. However, I just couldn't find that extra little bit of an edge that I needed to improve. Although the margins are small, Rullatorn has not given me an easy task. Realizing the deadline I've been set was coming ever closer, after over 3 hours of trying to beat Rullatorn's lap time, I was ready for one more try. And so this is what it all came down to. Open up the lap by going to the middle of the track, avoiding bumps and improving top speed. Have DRS open and head to turn 1. Flat out and come slightly away from the inside curb to set up turn 2. Brake as you approach the outside curb and down to 4th gear, releasing the brakes at the apex of the corner. Avoid the inside curb but use all of the exit curb. Bring the car to the right hand side of the track and turn in, using the inside curb if possible to set up the following corner and lifting momentarily at this point. We will do exactly the same again as we try to use the inside curb whilst lifting slightly to help set us up for the next corner. As you leave, reach the middle of the circuit before entering turn 5, but this time don't use the inside curb, instead getting close to it. Do exactly the same in turn 6, but shift down to 5th gear as you fully lift and then reach the middle of the circuit. Flat out as you travel up the hill using a small amount of curb. Minimize track distance by pulling left, which opens up turn 8, then turn in at 50 meters, full throttle, using up to the green AstroTurf on the inside. Run wide on exit if needed, but try to stay on the asphalt for better grip under braking, in which you should brake just before the curb ends. Fourth gear, then depending on your setup, you can use the inside curve for rotation or miss it for stability. Release the brakes at the apex, and on the exit, put 2 wheels over the red and white curbing, but no more to avoid bottoming out. Travel down the mini straight, holding the left of the circuit to open up the hairpin, then point the car towards the outside of the track as you arrive. Now you've done this, you can brake in a straight line after passing the right side curb. Turn in as the circuit falls away on the right, and third gear or second for engine braking, and then quickly back up to third, off the brakes at the apex, getting as close as you can to the inside curb, but never touch it in order to maximize grip. Do this in combination with opening up the steering wheel to get the car all the way to the right so you can put the power down better. As you travel through turn 12, you'll want to keep the car right to maximize track distance once again. Now fully off the power and turning in just after the 50-meter board, but use the brakes in a race situation, shifting down to use engine braking, then use the inside curbing if you can, applying throttle as you leave it. As you exit the first of the double corner complex, use all of the exit curb up to track limits to open up the second corner, and brake lightly if at all, turning in before the outside curb ends and shifting down to fourth. Only use the track on the inside to avoid instability on the curb. Off the brakes and on the power at the apex, then use all the track available on the exit to get the best run down the back straight. Position the car in the middle of the circuit, avoiding the bumps on the left and right of the straight until you reach the infamous 130R corner. Open up the corner on the right, use some of the inside curb to shorten the track distance, and continue to follow the left side. Brake at 120 meters or just before the bridge. Third gear, use all the way up to the green AstroTurf with 2 wheels, throttle on, and switch the wheel to the left when in the middle of the circuit. Cut the corner again whilst maintaining throttle pressure, this time with the middle of the car over the red and white curb, then open up the steering to run your right-hand tyres over the exit curb. Pull the car to the right to minimize track distance with DRS, and the lap is done. Yes! Come on! Finally, I've done it. After 3 hours on track across 2 days, I had beaten the lap with time to spare until the deadline. Rullatorn may be a legend, but I've got my grasp on them for now. You'll be watching this video well after the F125 game has been released, so there's once again more learning to do, more challenges to complete, and more drivers to beat. I can't wait to see what the F125 game brings, and I hope you can follow our journey. Make sure you join us at LSI and see what we do next. If you want to see more track guides, then the video on screen now is for you. Ready? Let's race.